I'm GMSA at 9 producer Ellie Holmes. I'm here on the KSAT 12 rooftop with the Last Bandoleros. Welcome.
Hello.
Awesome. So first off, just tell us who we have here today.
My name's Emilio.
I'm
his brother.
I'm Diego, his brother.
I'm Jerry, not their brother. But and then we're missing one, the last bandolero. His name is Derek, and he's in the wind right now, but he's going to be here for the big show on New Year's Eve.
Awesome, awesome. So San Antonio is home to you guys. How does it feel to be home right now?
Good. Very, very good. Happy to be home for the holidays with the family and friends. And then to play a big show. It's going to be great.
And the Mexican food.
I was going to say.
Yeah, we missed the food.
I'm full of tamales from Christmas, but it's awesome.
Well, that was going to be my next question is when you are home, what's the food that you have to have while you're home?
I have to go to Ding Hao. You ever been to Ding Hao? Ding Hao.
And then how?
On 410, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I had Taco Haven this morning, so I always got to do that.
Yeah.
And my mom's home cooking is my favorite, to be honest.
Yeah, I've come in for the holidays especially. The tamales, my family's tamales. I don't know whether sometimes they make them, sometimes they get them, but any kind of San Antonio Tex-Mex food. I've got a couple staples that we go to, but.
Which ones? The people want to know.
Well, El Jarro de Arturo
okay.
on Bitters 281 is one where we always go. And then there's a little taco spot right by my mom's house called Tacos and Salsa that has the best breakfast tacos. I literally eat breakfast tacos every day when I'm in San Antonio.
You've got to.
Because you can't get them.
Got to load up.
Yeah, we don't live here anymore. So when we come home, those are those things. Breakfast tacos. Oh, the best. In San Antonio, the best.
And where are you guys living right now?
Nashville.
Awesome. So is that kind of where you guys are based out of these days?
These days, yeah.
When we're there.
We kind of live out of a suitcase right now. Wherever.
Such as van life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about just kind of how you guys got started. How old is the band? How'd you form? How'd you come together?
Well, like we said, we're all born and raised in San Antonio. Derek, who's not here, he is from New York. And years back, I moved to New York and met Derek. But I would always come back to San Antonio, and I connected with these guys through a recording studio here in San Antonio called Studio M. And we started jamming together.
Started writing songs. We started writing songs for fun, seeing what would happen. We never thought, we'd be in a band together. We just wanted to write some tunes. And he brought Derek in, so Derek would fly down to San Antonio, and me and Emilio would fly to New York, Brooklyn, and we just write songs. And after we wrote about 4 songs, we were like, well, it's not really a writing project. This should be a band. This should totally be a band. So.
Yeah, what started as, like you said, a writing project. We were thinking, well, we can write some country tunes, maybe we can pitch them and stuff, and we literally back and forth from Brooklyn to San Antonio, and then after about 3 months of writing, we had a whole album. We had a whole album. We were like, wow, maybe we're a band. So
so then we went to the music store and bought a bunch of instruments.
Took some lessons.
And what all instruments? Because you guys have a very unique sound. So what instruments are played in your music?
Well, there's the core. There's bass, drums, and guitar.
Drums, bass, guitar, and then Derek.
Wind Boys guitar, Derek in the wind.
And then
but we all play multiple instruments, and we all write on guitar and piano and stuff. And then we also had
some of the tunes we use accordion as an auxiliary, sound, which sort of captures, I guess,
bringing that South Texas sound.
Exactly.
Well, and you said South Texas sound. If you guys could describe the sound of your music, how would you kind of title that?
It's very Texas. To me, it sounds like it just sounds like Texas. There's a little bit of everything. There's some Texas blues, some Texas country, some Tejano stuff that me and Diego grew up on, and Jerry produced and stuff. And then we all like rock and roll and the Beatles. So I think that sort of it's all together somehow.
It literally is. It's everything that inspires us musically. The 4 of us, which is, I think, what made it so fun. This project is there was no limitations once we got in the studio, or kind of just let it all loose, let it all go.
Well, not only is San Antonio, your hometown, but you have quite the legacy here in San Antonio. So when you do perform here, what is it like, kind of being in a town that already knows your family so well?
That's a beautiful thing. One, because you get to perform in front of people who sort of watched you grow as a musician or your whole life. So that's a really cool thing. And then you always kind of don't want to disappoint anyone, so that's sort of that pressure too, which can be nice because I think sometimes you end up performing
Better, yeah.
a little better. Yeah, I love it.
I like playing in San Antonio. It feels like the whole city's behind you.
Yeah.
It's sort of like.
Well, really, we're just trying to make our moms proud.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With all of our goals in life, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you do that, all the other ones are probably going to line up okay.
Yeah. Figure that out first.
Keep the mamas happy.
And so what, you guys kind of briefly touch on it, what are your inspirations when you guys head to the studio or when you're writing?
I think Emilio kind of nailed it on the head there. It's all those different genres. I mean, and what's great is that we all share similar taste in music, but we also have our own little unique sounds. And but I mean, everywhere from the Beatles, Stevie Ray Vaughan is a huge influence in me as a guitar player.
Tom Petty,
Eagles.
My dad's music, for us
Absolutely.
too. And then you worked on some of his records too.
Yeah, that was the beautiful thing about it, is that the studio that I grew up in, like I said, in San Antonio here, I started working in studios really young, and I was working on Tejano records before I even knew what Tejano was.
I think you worked on my dad's, the last record he did at M.
Yeah.
And he was working on the record before he even knew us.
Yeah.
Which is really,
It wasn't
fun.
until I already lived in New York that one of the producers was like, "Hey, you need to meet Emilio and Diego. They remind me of you." And
They work for really cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, "It's Emilio's kids," and I was like, "Emilio has kids? What?" I mean, because I didn't know. And then but yeah, when I would come back, I met them, and it was like, symbiotic right away. We immediately started clicking. And growing up in the same studio with the same musical taste and stuff, and it just made a lot of sense. It was sort of a synchronous, serendipitous thing that was awesome.
You guys went on tour.
That would have been a good segue. Speaking of synchronicity.
Tell me all about the tour, where you guys went, how long you were on the road, and what it was like touring with Sting.
It feels weird not to be on the road right now.
Yeah. Well, part of the reason we have trouble remembering the last time we played is because this year for us has been very tour intensive. We were fortunate enough to be asked to guest on his latest record, and then he embarked on a North American and European tour that we got invited to be a part of, not only singing with him on stage for his set, but opening the show.
Yeah.
And then that extended into
Yeah,
the
it's
rest
like
of the world.
Yeah, we did. We were doing the U.S. and then we knew we were going to do Europe, and then about halfway through the U.S., he's like, "Why don't you guys just come to South America?" How do you say no when Sting's on you? And then he's like, "Why don't you come to Asia?" I was like, "Okay."
Well, because we were out from, I think it was like 1st of February to about May, right?
No,
Like
June.
May or June, early June.
Mid-June,
I think we all spent more times in airplane seats than we did our own bedroom this year, for sure.
Very true.
But fortunately, we're very grateful for that. I mean, it's amazing. We're touring with someone who we've looked up to our whole lives, music that's inspired and touched us our whole lives, and now we get to not only open up for him, but sing some of those tunes on stage with him. You know what I mean? So, definitely a life-changing experience for sure.
Yeah.
Did you find a mentor in him at all when you were on the road? I mean, what was that kind of interaction?
Absolutely, my yoga got better.
It did not.
Yeah, no. Well, I actually, I mean, his being around, there's a saying, I heard a saying that says, you're sort of the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. So just being able to hang out with that whole echelon of greatness, I feel like we all, everything from the work ethic to personality to the musicianship,
To keeping things fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I think he rubbed off on all of us, just as we're blessed to be able to have spent as much time as we did with him and play and share the stage. Incredible.
Do you guys have a favorite moment from the tour? I know that may be a hard question to ask. Or a favorite city that you visited?
I have a favorite
That we
moment.
can say on TV.
No, I have a favorite moment.
Exactly.
It was in Paris. We played at the Olympia, which actually there's a DVD of it. Sting 57 Night Tour live at the Olympia.
Out now.
And we did 2 nights, right?
We did 2 nights.
Yeah.
at the
So
Olympia,
I remember the first night after the show, I was talking about the song "Walking on the Moon," which is one of my favorite Police songs. And I went up to him and I said, "Hey, how come you never do the part that goes, 'Keep it up'?" And it's at the very end of the song. "Keep it up" keeps repeating. And he was like, "Oh, I don't know what he said. I forgot," or whatever. But anyway, the next night he ends up just doing it, and he looks over and he's staring down at me, and I'm like, oh yeah, that rocks. I was like, that's awesome. And just like he said, keeping things fresh. He's just like, all right, I'll throw it in there.
Yeah.
For this kid.
Yeah, exactly. Which is crazy because the Olympia is a worldwide legendary venue, but especially to Paris, especially there's so much history in that venue. And you could literally see as people were jumping, you could see the whole building move.
Yeah.
It's an old building.
Wow.
And you have all this, and then for Sting to do that, and then look literally directly at Diego in front of all these people, it was just like, oh, come
Super
on,
surreal,
this is
yeah.
ridiculous, amazing. I think
A lot of great moments.
I think mine probably one of the highlights for me would have been towards the end of the tour. We went to Asia, and we were fortunate enough to play in Tokyo at Budokan, which is a legendary venue that the Beatles played. They were the first band to play to make that a music venue, and now you hear live at the Budokan, you know,
Cheap Trick,
and all these. And so we literally stood on that stage and to see the big Japanese flag, and to be like, this is where the Beatles played. Cheap Trick.
3 nights in a row we got
3 nights. That way,
Incredible.
and we recorded it, and hopefully we get to release our own live at the Budokan someday.
Yeah. That was great. Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Do you have one?
Oh, I was gonna say in Monterey. Do you remember our uncle
yeah.
Raul? Our uncle
that was
Raulito got on
amazing.
stage and danced. That was pretty funny
Sting,
and great.
baby.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's awesome.
It was just funny because in Monterey, you know, they still know my dad and Raul. So when he walked out, people were like so confused, like how is this happening? Like two worlds like colliding. You know, it was fun. It was cool. And Sting, it was his idea. He loves doing stuff like that, mixing it up.
So you're playing New Year's Eve. San Antonio's turning 300.
Wow.
I mean, what does that feel like? I mean, being from here on such a, it's not just any other New Year's Eve, and it's not just, you know, any other year we're ringing in, especially coming off of such a big year that you guys had.
It's
An honor.
it feels nice to like kind of end this great year at home, and hopefully it'll be some good luck for next year for us too. So
It's been a minute since I've been in San Antonio on New Year's. Really, so this is awesome.
Music plans for 2018?
What's that?
Music plans for 2018? Are you releasing anything new?
I don't know if we're allowed to say that. We're definitely we've been in the studio since we had some time off of tour. So yeah, definitely probably new music in 2018 for sure. And you know, we'll keep writing, keep touring. So if you're a fan of our music, thank you for that.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was thinking about taking my pilot's lesson as I listen to this plane.
He did motorcycle
You
lessons.
got a motorcycle.
I did just get a motorcycle license. Yeah, we got to ride around in San Antonio on the break, so that's good. But in 2018, I think the first thing we are doing, we can probably say, is we get to go to Denmark and Germany.
Yeah, we
Go
have
back to Europe. Yeah.
Like a
Go
2-week
back to
European tour.
Are you guys headlining that one?
For some of it, yes.
Yeah.
And then some of it.
Then we have some East Coast dates here.
In March.
And then I'm sure the shows will keep coming, or anyway, we hope they do. But all the dates are on our website anyway.
Yep.
And so you guys, you know, you had a pretty huge year. You know, if your dad were here, what do you think he would tell you?
Man, I think about that from time to time. I mean, I know he'd be proud.
He was very competitive though.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'd have some stuff to say about some shows.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I think he'd dig it for sure.
Yeah.
I think he'd be very proud of what we're doing. 100%.
Yeah.
So we are in New Year's Eve theme. Do we have any resolutions for 2018? Or whatever word you want to use instead of resolution, so that it actually doesn't get broken, which
Yeah.
is what I do. Give resolutions
smart.
another name.
New year, new me. Isn't that what everyone says?
Yeah.
But we need some of your old you though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually,
Think about that.
jokingly, I was talking about yoga, but that's something I do want to. I want to further my practice in yoga. I had some moments on the tour where Sting's guitar player and longtime collaborator, his name's Dominic Miller. Dominic Miller's son was also playing guitar, and he's our age, and we got to hang out with him a lot. And he's a yogi, and I got to do some yoga with him while we were on the road in different cities and stuff. And it did kind of give me the bug. And that I feel like that's probably my resolution, personally.
I think I want to learn some more magic tricks.
right.
Magician. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I think
Can't really talk about it, but
I'm gonna stop messing with my band so much.
Oh. So are you the band prankster?
Oh,
oh Jesus, yes, absolutely.
he's the biggest prankster I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
You look really proud of that, and you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
look really irritated by that.
Yeah.
I'm
So that
somewhere in
means
the,
I'm doing-
I'm
that
somewhere
means
in the
I'm-
middle
that
because
means
it's
I'm doing a good
entertaining.
job.
It's entertaining for me to watch.
Yeah, well, that's because it doesn't happen to him. It happens to him the least. That's why. Happens to me and Derek the most.
Best prank you pulled on tour then?
I don't know. Ask him
Uh,
about your jacket.
I mean, my
That
jacket,
was
the
hardcore.
jacket one was.
That was a bit hardcore.
The back one was. So we're about to go on stage in like where were we?
We were in Montreal.
We're in Montreal, and we're like backstage, and a certain part of the show, we had just finished our set, and then me and Diego start off the Sting set, so we sing with Sting at his show, and we're backstage, and I'll never forget it because we're on the little stairs that take us into the stage, and all the guys are like,
It was me and then Sting was like where you are.
Sting's where you were. I'm kind of like one step down, and then Diego's another step down here, and we're waiting. Like the production guys are like, okay, we're gonna go in house, 4, 3, 2, and I'm getting ready and I have a jacket on, and I put my hands in my pockets, and I pull out all these Doritos, and I just start throwing Doritos like I'm going like this, and all these Doritos are falling on the stairs, and I look at Diego, and I'm like, and Sting's going.
Sting's
And they're like, all right, go on stage now. 3, go. And I'm like, ugh, my hands are full of like nacho cheese.
No, Sting goes, are you hungry?
So you have the little trail, so you don't
Yeah.
lose your way.
Well,
You
it's
get
like
back
one of those things.
backstage.
Immediately when that happens,
You knew exactly what it was. It sort of like,
absolutely.
that was like
Yeah, that's why I looked at him and I'm like, oh, your brother. Anyway, yeah, that was a good
But
one.
that just means I'm thinking of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. That's what that means.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to talk about your tour, your upcoming year, the show that maybe I haven't hit on?
I think one thing we can say is right at the top of the new year we didn't talk about that's coming very soon is we're releasing a new video.
Yes.
Derek, who, like I said, is not the Last Bandoleros, who's not here. He's our video director and producer, and we shot this video here in San Antonio. Which is we're really excited about. We've had it for a while, but
At Josephine, right? Theater.
Josephine and out in Floresville, 2 different locations, and we had an amazing flamenco dancer. I'm not going to give too much of the video away. We've leaked a couple of little previews on our socials, but right at the top of the year, people can expect to see a brand new
The
video
5th,
for
right?
a song called "I Don't Want to Know."
Yeah.
I guess 2 questions. I just remembered that I didn't ask. What year did you guys start when you kind of officially became a band, and how did you come up with your name?
We think 3 years ago when we became an official band. And we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
It's coming up with a band name is so difficult.
All the good ones are already taken.
Yeah.
But we were in a group text for about a month, maybe a month and a half, which is, you're texting names back and forth for what do we call this thing? What do we call this thing? There was like Lasso, and Derek's favorite one was Wizard Sticks.
We almost were called the Wizard Sticks.
But I think the thing is that we all wanted to. We all
I like
wanted
that these guys are
definitely-
laughing with us because we were kind of sold on it.
You guys can't see, but the cameraman behind you.
Definitely though,
They're
I
dying.
think we all sort of wanted something that had the Latin flair.
Absolutely.
So, Bandoleros was taken, so we became the Last Bandoleros.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is Spanish for
Bandits.
Bandits. Who couldn't be the first ones to be the last ones.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Year.
Congratulations and good luck.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
So much for having
Awesome.
us.
Not a problem.
Appreciate it.